Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now June 2nd of 2022 and we're just getting closer to the end of the Kenobi TV series. We are now halfway through, the first 3 episodes aired already, and now a lot of fans are getting very excited for what's to come after the Kenobi show, such as the Star Wars Andor series, the Mandalorian Season 3 for 2023. We have, of course, Tales of the Jedi, the Bad Batch Season 2, and a lot more to be announced as well at, of course, Disney Plus Day this September. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you also very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars is that there's a lot of things happening at the same exact time. You know, we have a lot of things going on with Moses Ingram and the whole Reva situation. We have a lot of problems with the Acolyte TV show behind the scenes. Apart from all of that, everything else is moving along very smoothly. I mean, what John and Dave are doing seems more passionate than anything ever before. Now, the reason as to why the Kenobi series is getting a lot of mixed reactions, and we talked about this a couple of days ago, is that some of the elements of the script of the Kenobi movie that Kathleen Kennedy had a lot of creative power over, mind you, made its way into the actual TV show. And just keep in mind that John and Dave were not really involved in the Kenobi series at all, for the most part. I mean, they made a couple of, decisions here and there and kind of told Deborah Chow what to do, once in a blue moon, give or take, but nothing really substantial. So I think that has a lot to do with it, but I digress. Moving on to what John and Dave are currently doing is that they have a lot of things that they're working on as we speak. I mean, they got Mandalorian Season 3 and 4 back to back that they're working on. They've got, of course, other Star Wars live-action projects that will be announced on Disney Plus Day and also at Celebration of 2023. And that brings us to Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy. There's a lot that has been happening behind the scenes between herself and Bob Chapek. Now, with many new Star Wars projects in the works under Disney and Lucasfilm, creators Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are now beginning to work on other unannounced Star Wars TV shows for Disney Plus that are set to be announced on Disney Plus Day and also at Star Wars Celebration 2023. Further, it's described, however, that Disney CEO Bob Chapek has been making key changes behind the scenes in order to completely change Lucasfilm as a company by getting a brand new president to replace Kathleen Kennedy earlier than when her contract expires in 2024. Now, it's described, however, that Chapek has lately been very unhappy with her work on the Acolyte series and how it's been costing Disney tons of revenue for her to rehire new creators over and over for the project, that now Bob Chapek is already seriously planning the strategy to let go of Kathleen Kennedy. However, recently Bob Chapek fired Kathleen Kennedy from one Star Wars project that is currently in the works that she was set to produce. Though Kathleen Kennedy is the president of Lucasfilm still, she still acts as a producer for many of the upcoming shows and was recently fired as producer from The Mandalorian Season 4 this time around. Jon Favreau is set to produce the entire new season by himself, along with writing the entire script, where Dave Filoni and other creators are stepping on board to actually direct the show. Now, let me just stop right here for a second. Now, that is a very interesting way that they are slowly ridding of Kennedy now. Now, this is a big step in the right direction because not only does Bob Chapek have those extensive plans to get a new president to replace Kathleen Kennedy earlier than expected, they're aiming to get this all done by 2023. But this specifically is a very big step in the right direction, at least in my book, because not only does this have a lot to do with the marketing of the show, but it also has a lot to do with the release and the timing of the actual series. Now, keep in mind that she still has no creative power over any of the existing Star Wars shows beyond the Kenobi series. Anything beyond that is all John and Dave Filoni, since they got those big promotions over at Lucasfilm that allows them to call the shots on a lot of upcoming Star Wars projects, be it live action or animated material, it doesn't matter. So the thing about this is that this is a very big moment for Disney Star Wars, is because Jon Favreau will be producing The Mandalorian Season 4, which will allow him to have all the power in the world to market the show as he pleases. And if there's one thing that Disney gets wrong, I will actually say this right now, is that a lot of it is the marketing of the series, and a lot of that is rooted to Kathleen Kennedy calling the shots on how Lucasfilm pretty much promotes their TV shows and movies. Now, moving on from this, alright, now Kathleen Kennedy getting fired as a producer from The Mandalorian Season 4 has a lot to do with Kathleen Kennedy's poor decision-making on marketing on Star Wars TV shows, and how she handled the direction of Star Wars Celebration as well, by not allowing specific trailers to be seen to the public. Kathleen Kennedy getting let go as a producer for The Mandalorian Season 4 is described to be a big deal right now, since Jon Favreau will be acting as producer and will be the one calling the shots on the marketing of the series from this point forward. Even though Bob Chapek still has plans to let her go as president, as of now Jon Favreau is already acting as producer for the 4th season of The Mandalorian and is already preparing his take on the marketing of the show, where he is planning to drop a big post-credit scene after The Mandalorian Season 3 arrives, to end in, of course, spring of 2023. Now, mind you, this is another big decision by Jon Favreau, is including a post-credit scene for Mando Season 4 to debut in 3. Now, Kathleen Kennedy is described to be very frustrated over this major decision and the fact that Bob Chapek made the decision to make this happen so fast, and Jon Favreau to step in as producer. Again though, this is not Kathleen Kennedy getting fired just yet entirely from Lucasfilm, just yet of course, but was let go as a producer for Mando Season 4. Now, Jon Favreau actually confirmed this just the other day, that he is indeed already heavily working on The Mandalorian Season 4, and it's going to be one of the biggest monumental seasons yet. Now, there's a reason behind that. It's because originally this was supposed to be the last season of The Mandalorian, and ever since witnessing the massive success of The Mandalorian Season 2, and of course how fans reacted to Luke and Grogu and Book of Boba, they want to take advantage as much as possible of this timeline that includes Din Djarin, Grogu, and all the other fan-favorite characters. I will agree that Kathleen Kennedy did do a terrible job on the marketing of Star Wars Celebration. There were so many trailers, guys. I mean, that did not even get released to the public. Tales of the Jedi had a trailer. Mandalorian Season 3 had a trailer. The Ahsoka series had a trailer. None of which released online, officially speaking, in HD. We never got to see that. It was all strictly for the people that went to Star Wars Celebration, and a lot of people were very angry about that. I don't know if you guys knew about this, but a lot of people were very angry about that. You know, we could have gotten all these different trailers and, you know, debuting and whatnot. It could have been possible that they didn't do this because they didn't want it to pretty much overshadow the Kenobi series, but I don't think that was the reason why. It's obvious as to why they did this, and that has a lot to do with Kathleen Kennedy making poor decisions. You guys may recall, a couple of celebrations ago, they didn't care about hiding trailers from the public at all. They just put it on the internet and that was it. But moving from that, Mandalorian Season 4, I think, is the most exciting season yet. Now, though we don't really know all that much about what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are planning beyond The Mandalorian Season 4, Mando Season 4, however, specifically, we've been talking about everything that has been happening with the storyboards. It's sounding basically like the Avengers, but Star Wars, and we'll talk a little bit about that more later. Basically, to put things quickly, a lot of our heroes band together. So, anyways, guys, you know, drop a comment below, let me know through all this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.